Hello, Leo. Welcome to October 2022, where your sky is going to offer you up some very powerful new beginnings regarding what you do in and from your home, including a potential seed for a new move and some luscious money up leveling regarding money that you can get, what I call chunky money, coming at you in the beginning, well, being seeded in the month of October. Now, before we get to you and all of the details of the month ahead, there's many other elements. If you're new to my channel, I'm Lori Lothian. I am using Hellenistic, and I am also using Babylonian and a bunch of other astrology types of tools in order to decipher the codes that the sky has in place for you in the month of October, so you can actually, time your best life. Now, here's the deal. And this is best listened to for your rising sign. And you can also listen for your sun because it could be more about purpose, and you can listen to your moon for how you feel about your life. Honestly, the rising sign is factual, more like circumstantially accurate. But of course, nothing's as accurate as having a private reading, but still you can get a lot from your rising sign. So if you don't know your rising sign, there's a description box tool below, free video tutorial by me to cast your chart yourself. I show you how to do it and find your rising sign, and I also teach you how to use the whole sign house menu at astro.com. All right, let's get rolling. Oh, by the way, recording September 20th. I am just about to hit my subscriber 10,000 followers. If you want to help me get there, there's a big contest in play right now. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine weekly newsletter, especially that one, that's great because you get 30% discount code reading with me as well. And if you comment in my comments below, everyone who does this all the way through to the end of October, believe it or not, I'm taking notes, putting people's names into a hat. And then I'm giving away 10 prizes of free readings and half price readings and giveaway courses and stuff like that. And that was going to be playing out throughout the month of October. It's big contest month to jumpstart the channel over the 10,000 subscribers mark, and then maybe towards momentum towards 11,000. That would be fun, right? So that's going on. As soon as you're hearing this video, it's off to the races. Okay, so let's get going and let's talk a little bit about this month. I apologize for that noise. I'm going to tell that person I'm not available. So talk about Mercury retrograde. I turned off my everything, so that this noise wouldn't happen. Anyway, so let's get going to you. Okay. First of all, it's going to ding again. So I apologize. So sorry. So for you, the story is this. There's some things going on that the universe is trying to do, this kind of cajoling you to move your home or to amplify and change something significant in your home, and to move away from also being cloistered and private and hidden in your home to be exposing yourself in a bigger way to purpose, career, in the world. And that's the eclipse cycle that's been going through the Scorpio axis as well as the Taurus axis since in earnest January 2022 to next July of 23. And this energy of the nodes going through this part of your sky is going to be amplified this month. We're going to talk about all of the ways that is true. But I think I'm just going to jump ahead for you because it's such a big deal. It's an angular eclipse that's coming up at the end of the month. And I want to bring your attention to it early because you can actually feel it ripple back 2 weeks before the eclipse. So the eclipse is on October 25th. So up to 2 weeks before, you might even feel what I'm talking about, and 2 weeks after, which is that a new moon eclipse is happening. They could open up a new opportunity regarding a move, a change of home. Now, for those of you who aren't about to move, then it's not even a move. It's an expansion in your home, maybe, or shift of some kind of element of your home. Maybe somebody leaves your home, but it's a new beginning, new moon. But new moons are also, endings and beginnings and endings. And it's so it's a new moon eclipse at 2 degrees of Scorpio. If your sun, your moon, or your rising sign is in the first 6 degrees of Leo, it's most potentially going to uproot you and ask you to look at a new place to live, or something. There could be a loss of somebody in the home and somebody moves out of your home, and that gives you more space in your home, but there's a change in the home environment coming for you. So that's number one. That's a big deal this month. But even though it's the 25th, that eclipse, you could feel it 2 weeks before. So, early by the middle of October, this is already starting to be felt perhaps by you. And it does unfold over 6 months. Okay. So it's not a one-off deal, but a lot of it may be showing up in the month of October. at least the pointing in the way you're supposed to go. That's how I would put that there. Second of all, there's about 3 planets going into direct motion in the month of October. Well, there are 3 planets, and there's one that's particularly important. So I'm just really highlighting what I really want to talk about. You know, Saturn has been in your 7th house of primary significant love relationships, your marriage partner, your business partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, you're committed to, girlfriend. That energy has been really highlighted. And this has been a Saturn story that really started in the spring of 2000 and I can't remember exact dates now, April, May, June, maybe of 2020. March, April, May of 2021. Then Saturn got back into this part of your sky in December of 21. And he's been there ever since. And he will, December of 2020, I should say, and he'll be there until March of next year. Now, if you're married or with somebody, then this can be a hardship transit. Because it's like Saturn is kind of like, we're going to build a strong foundation or we're going to tear this house down. So you may have had marital tensions go back to like March, April, May of 2020, then December onward, December of 2020 till now, and then till next March. Okay, that's a long 2.5, 3-year transit of Saturn. Well, anyway, good news is he's going to move direct. He's going to move direct on October 22nd after being retrograde since June, where your relationship to your significant other may have been very much stuck in some kind of regress mode where you've had to go back over old ground with that person. Sometimes Saturn in our 7th house means our partner is depressed or our partner acts controlling or our partner acts stern and withholding or something like that. But there's momentum. October 22nd, it's going to be forward momentum. Excuse me, it's a chia seed smoothie and it's like making me peh. And when you guys feel this shift, I mean, it will be starting on October 22nd, but you may not get the full feeling of that new direction momentum until maybe closer to the very end of the month. Saturn picks up a bit of speed, but get ready for a longer arc of story between now and Christmas where things that were stuck in your primary love relationship, partnership, business, or relational, marital, are going to have a new sense of renewal, but also a more solid foundation on which to build. And if it's not the relationship for you, again, Saturn can cause it to fall apart and crumble. And for some of you, that will be what happens when he goes direct, because now he's got all of his power and he's going to go, yeah, well, that didn't work, did it? Let's get rid of it. So did you start renegotiating a relationship in June, and by the time he goes direct at the end of October 22nd, you're starting to realize it's got to end, or your partner says it's got to end. That kind of thing for some Leos will be happening. Not everybody. All right. It's potentially more important for the Leos whose rising sign or your sun and moon is between the degrees of approximately, let's say 10 to 20 degrees of the sign of Leo. Okay, so those are 2 big stories for you in the month ahead. Now let's talk about some other stories that aren't necessarily so gnarly. You could have a good financial pop this month. That's because Mercury will station direct October 2nd in your house of earnings and will be going between October 2nd and the 10th of October through your 2nd house forward. And this is like, okay, what was going on like August 4th to August 26th in your earnings house? Because now this is a redress of that part of your sky. And in fact, this is where you could get some real momentum financially, like a raise, a promotion, a new negotiation or contract for your work, some kind of new message. You put your application in, you get a call or an email October 2nd to the 10th of the month, where suddenly everything moves forward and you got the job, you got the promotion, you got the raise, or you just got some forward money momentum, money and career momentum. A lot of you Leos are going through a massive revision of your career path, and you're going to have to address the fact that you're moving in a new direction with your career. Now, this clarity about moving in a new direction with your career has been obvious to you since January, as a North Node went into your 10th house. And then the big boom, of the end of July, early August, where there's Mars, Uranus, North Node collided at 18 degrees in your 10th house of career ambitions. Okay, this is a bigger story than just the month of October. So when Mercury goes direct in the first, basically October 2nd to 10th, this is maybe tying into opportunities emerging that show you more about this new direction and the earnings and success financially you can have in this new career direction. Now also you have the other energy going on of a direct Pluto, which is a slower story, but it is in the house of the work and the work routines and health routines of your sixth house, including debts you need to eliminate, credit card, mortgages, and stuff like that. Pluto can give you power to the people as he goes direct in that part of your sky. Just watch for the glitch when he squares with Venus a little bit later on around the 19th of the month, where even though you may get some debt relief momentum or some serious momentum around the work you're doing in the world and the things that are involving your colleagues and coworkers and your work habits and space stuff, there could be a little bit of attention from a sibling coming up for you around the 19th of October, because it's Venus squaring from the house of siblings, well, aunts, uncles, and cousins, or trips and travel that are blocking or are squashing you, or the power that you want to experience in your career routines and work habits, and the way you do the work you do is kind of, crunchy around the 19th of the month of October. But otherwise, Pluto moving direct on the 6th is more power to you in health, more power to you in wealth from the work, more power to you in relieving yourself of debts. Okay. The full moon is happening on the 9th of October in the sign of Aries at 16 degrees. This is foreign lands and foreign shores, court cases and legal affairs, book publishing, religious faith, wisdom and knowledge, and higher education, and the house of the father in Vedic astrology. With a full moon here, the light is shining on those themes I've just mentioned, and it's also coming to a full light to be completed, maybe, or to be harvested. Something that you started way back around April 1st, add 2 weeks, when there was a new moon in your 9th house. Now, this is a flowing fire moon that flows toward your body, your identity. It trines you. And it creates a really beautiful sense of some sort of illumination towards better health, better sense of well-being, a better sense of purposeful selfhood as things evolve in a full light in the 9th house. So even though the moon is on the 9th of October, it can take 2 weeks to fully unveil itself. Some of you Leos might be planning a trip because of this moon, October 9th, add 2 weeks to a foreign land, or a foreign shore. That's one possibility. And with Venus and Mercury traveling through your house of siblings, it could be a sibling would travel to you, you would travel with a sibling or to a sibling. And these are themes that are emerging for a lot of Leos in that part of the sky that I mentioned, the time frame, October 9th, add 2 weeks. And if you have any court issues and legal affairs you need to resolve, this is kind of auspicious, okay, because you got Jupiter there until the end of the month. And so October 9th, at the end of the month, legal affairs can resolve on your behalf in your favor. Courts and judges rule in your behalf, getting applications in and receiving responses from schools, or good news in your higher education part of your chart as well. Jupiter is, this is cranberry juice. Jupiter is retrograding, okay, in your 9th house. So if you do plan a trip, for example, or if it is a court case, this is something that's been in play for a while, a trip to a place you've been before. Retrograding Jupiter for court is going back over a legal affair that's been in play for a while. But things are auspicious on the 9th, a full moon there, through to October 28th, when Jupiter's still in this part of your sky. Around travel plans, court cases, book publishing, etc. And okay, we're going to keep moving. Mars will square Neptune on October 10th, 11th, 12th kind of thing. Then November 20th, retrograde square. And then next March 12th, a direct square. 3 parts to a very long story. Mars in his long jaunt through the sign of Gemini until like the 3rd week of March, been there since the 3rd week of August. It's a big, long, rare journey of Mars in the house of friends, allies, groups of belonging. So that means changing your groups of belonging. New friends are coming, old ones are going, cutting and paring away your social groups and networks to refine them to who you need to be really in contact with. When it comes to making great gains from your career financially and otherwise, this is also that house, but Mars is paring away the deadwood, the unnecessary, and the extraneous shit out of that part of your sky. And so as this is happening, Mars moving through this 11th house, there is this gnarly tension October 10th to 12th, and you'll see it again in November and March. And it's about how Mars and Neptune don't really see eye to eye. Neptune is like, can be that dreamy fog of illusion, that thing that you imagine or fantasize is true. And then Mars is a sober-minded slicer of reality. And he says, no, 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 no. You know, like, let's slice away your delusion here. Let's cut away what you don't see. And the delusion is an 8th house area. So what illusions and delusions have you had that Mars is correcting around 8th house matters? Now, 8th house is secrets, taboo subjects, darker themes, right? Sex, death, taxes, your investments, your savings portfolio, like, 401k, stock market investments, your spouse's money and money situation, secret love affairs. Now, Mars squaring Neptune can cut away any illusions about a love affair that you've thought was, great, but realize it's not, if it was a secret love affair, or your partner's secret love affair could be revealed by 11th house people. 11th house is your friends, larger social groups, and the eldest sibling. Mars also here can help you cut away from anything to do with kind of like your family of origin, karmatic and past life crap that gets in your way, and open up, new possibilities for you as you get rid of the illusions around those themes that I just mentioned. It's a really tricky one because Neptune in the 8th house, the good news, he's been there since 2011, is opening up a lot of Leos to the world of woo, magic, sorcery, talking to the dad, the deepest mysteries of life. A kind of enlightenment as you let go of your persona and become who you really are. So there's the upside of Neptune here, but the downside, of course, is where you like see no evil, hear no evil about 8th house themes. Like, I don't want to look at my taxes. I don't want to look at my investments that are tanking. I don't want to look at my husband's or wife's infidelity. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. I don't want to look. Okay. Okay. So you're going to get that cleared up in the first salvo by Mars is October 10th to 12th. Next, you could have a very new beginning, a very fresh start that's so rare that it hasn't happened in your life before. That Venus, the goddess of love and money, is inciting in your 3rd house. Now, let me tell you what, she hasn't gone into the Libra part of the sky, your 3rd house, and gone into the heart of the sun for a couple hundred years. So it's a big deal for the world. Libra at 29 degrees, potent anaretic degree, is where she meets with the sun on the 22nd of the month of October. This is a cazimi, it's called, or a star point for Venus, that opens up the possibility, okay, over the 9 months that follow October 22nd, and especially after December 5th and 6th, when Venus is again visible in the sky, she's being born into her evening star aspect, that you can find fresh, new, lovely, joyful, pleasurable, auspicious beginnings regarding your relationship to your siblings, things that are happening in your local neighborhood, things that you're achieving in the online world, and things that also may involve an opportunity to learn something that is a new skill or trade. Now, Venus is, she's going to open up that gateway, can bring you more money through those areas of your chart as well. So this is a writing, communicating house, a marketing and merchandising house, a selling house in a lot of ways. It's nationally ruled by Mercury. So this is and certainly with it being Libra library book, Venus, for some of you Leo risings especially, could be planting the seeds of a new book. Now, Venus will be giving you a vibe here for 4 years. It's kind of like incites a theme for 4 years. And then in the fall of 2026, she will start pointing Scorpio again, and that will be another narrative. So you've got this window of time, 4 years, where this real intensity around the luscious goodness from siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, local neighborhood, trips and travel, back and forth, and writing and book published, writing and, oh my God, the 3rd house is a busy house. Check out my free PDF on the meanings of the houses, and you can dive more into 3rd house themes. But this is a new refresh button for you. And again, around the 5th, 6th of December is where you're going to see the full goodness of it. And you'll know more about what it means. Venus does rule your career house as well. So it could also be a boost to your career house as it relates to siblings, your local neighborhood, the online world. All right, now, what did I cover already? I already covered your eclipse. And at the end of the month, Jupiter will move into your 8th house of other people's money. Now, it's an inheritance house as well. And he has been here before. He was here back in the spring of 2021, kind of like dates, Lori. think it would be like April, May, June, July, or May, June, July. Then he was in this part of your sky the end of December 21 through to May 10th of 22. And now he's back for the third pass. If you're going to have some money luck happen, this is your opportunity between October the 28th and December 20th. This could be a stock popping, a stock investment. You can harvest or take possession of money from a stock investment. This could be something to do with spouse's money upticking, an inheritance money becoming available, getting the bank loan or the mortgage of a century, getting some kind of credit card debt relief. I don't know, all these good things. So Jupiter blesses your 8th house. Also really good for blessed secrets being revealed, things that are hidden from view being shown to you by Jupiter that you need to see. Also maybe an opportunity to learn something about magic, mystery, tarot, woo stuff, you know, the supernatural stuff. And Jupiter is a god of learning. So some of you Leos may take a course and learn something new, and you'll be aware of what that is between October 28th and December 20th. The most momentum for all of this is on November 24th to December 20th, though, as Jupiter goes direct. But all of that still, October 28th is important, all right? Because in October 28th, when he goes into your 8th house, he's kind of going back over ground that he was covering in April, really, the late degrees, mid-April to the first 10 days of May, the same territory he was in before. So you might be able to go back to that time and think about, Leo, what was happening in the areas of money and investments and all the things that our 8th house, you know, supernatural mysteries, learning, education, and you may be deepening that or going back to do it in another way, or reinvesting or taking investments off the table. All right. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for listening. That is it. We are finished for you. Please, if you want to learn astrology, take my Sky Reader course. October 15th, doors are open, starting for the general public around October 2nd. But if you want to join in before then, I have the early bird discount, and the early bird students that are showing up. Got 20 students in already, capping at 50. And so sign up below for what's called the wait list. You'll see a link below, description of the course below. But it's really, once you get on the wait list, I send you the early bird discount code to come on in before the rest of the general public is invited in. All right. So take a, you know, it's 8 weeks of online learning to be your own astrologer and time your best life. And I think you'll love it if you are involved in discovering the deep mysteries of life. All right. Thank you, guys. I'll see you soon.